What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out this incredibly strong trap card that just got revealed coming out of Eternity Code, or as I like to call it, the set that keeps on giving. This is Gravehole. It's a normal trap that says when your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand, in the graveyard, or that is banished, negate that effect, and if you do, your opponent takes 2,000 damage. Okay, so first things first, this is a normal trap that has the word hole in it. And of course, that means that it works with all of your current trap trick support. You can search it out with Myrmilio. You can activate it, and it of course will trigger your trap trick Sarah for massive pluses and really get your deck rolling. Essentially, this is going to be a slight buff to any of you trap trick players out there. If you're playing the archetype, your deck just got a little bit better. And when you look at the three types of monster negation that you're going to get, it seems like all of them are just superb, especially if we had this card in the metagame that we're in right now. Obviously, negating monster effects that activate in the graveyard is super good. There's a reason why we're playing things like Skullmeister. That would be excellent against Orcus. Take out your opponent's Gizmek when they're trying to summon it from the graveyard, or any of those other annoying Orcus cards that activate in the graveyard. You can just stop those. If your opponent is activating a monster effect when it is banished, i.e. basically like all the Thunder Dragon cards except like the original, you can negate those cards as well. Keep in mind, when we get this card, Thunder Dragons are going to be significantly better because it will be Master Rule 5. So obviously being able to stop Thunder Dragons is going to be good. And lastly, stopping monster effects in the hand is so damn good. This card can do things that Called by the Grave cannot. It can stop cards like Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. It can stop a Nibiru so that your opponent doesn't absolutely wreck your field if you're just trying to pop off. And of course, it'll just stop other hand traps, you know, the discard ones like Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs, DD Crow, Ghost Ogre, etc., etc. Being able to stop all of those hand traps, and even cards like Salamangreat Gazelle that trigger in the hand and try to special summon themselves, being able to stop all of those collections of cards just seems incredibly solid to me. And then you got to look at the 2,000 burn damage. To me, that's not icing on the cake. That's like, you know, going to a bakery and ordering a red velvet cake, and then they just give you a free slice of carrot cake just for, you know, nothing, just being a valued customer. 2,000 burn damage is a ton. Not only can that be enough to easily take the lead in time, but that can be game-ending damage as well. If your opponent is 2,000 life points or under, you can just shotgun this card and win the duel, and that definitely seems pretty good. Also, when you look at the fact that this is a normal trap card, and you think about the decks that will really benefit from playing normal traps, decks that are a little slower in pace, maybe some Paleozoic Frogs, Trap Tricks, Altergeist, decks that kind of make advantage just by activating trap cards, you think about the fact that those decks generally don't do damage all that quickly, so 2,000 damage for free can definitely be, like, it can be make or break for winning against your opponents. I'm definitely liking 2,000 burn damage. I know there are going to be some people who complain and say, why isn't this a quick play? But come on, guys, do we really need 6 copies of Called by the Grave, especially when we're going to get Cross Out Designator as well? This card's perfectly fine as a trap. It's going to benefit some of those slower decks that I mentioned, and because it's a normal trap, it's also going to be usable off of Trap Trick as well. Not a hard once per turn in addition to that. So this is definitely a solid card. I think it could be a little format dependent. If we move to a format that doesn't have a lot of hand traps and the decks aren't very graveyard based, maybe it won't be so good. But if the card theoretically was out right now, it would definitely be super solid, and I think it's a very good card. Anyways, whatever you guys think of Gravehole, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.